The Pokémon World Championships trailer gave us exactly what we expected, with a lot of information that was related to returning and competitive relevant Pokémon and moves, but eventually we finally saw it. We finally saw the crown, though they didn't really tell us what it does. Well hey, I'm not so ace trainer, and what about the 19th Tera type? Let's get into it. First of all, I feel like I gotta say this, but way back when we got the first Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet trailer, I kinda predicted a new Pokémon type. It would be the Light type, and well, it isn't exactly what we have here, since this isn't really even a type, but actually a Tera type. But hey, I'll take the half right on this one. So yeah, they revealed the 19th Tera type, and while they didn't really tell us what it does, Game Freak always leaves some clues in their trailers and in the things that they change from generation to generation. First, let's go back to two things that changed when we got to Scarlet and Violet, and those were Protean and Libero. And yeah, I know Kecleon and Meowscarada can also get Protean, but let's keep Greninja to make things easier on me. So, both abilities change the user's type to the type of the move they are about to use. This used to simply work every single time you use a new move, but now it only works once for every time the user enters the battle, and the effects are nullified if you terastalize. It's easy to see why they changed these abilities. They are very similar to the current mechanic we have, so they made them a lot simpler. But why didn't they just nullify the effects when you terastalize, just that part? Well, that's because it would still be very similar to the super mechanic we're about to get. When a Pokémon terastalizes into the 19th Tera type, every move appears to be affected by it. Every single move has a frame, but it doesn't make every single one of them super effective, so it doesn't change the move's type. What it likely does is change the user's type to whatever type the move is, just like Protean and Libero do. This would give the user the same type attack bonus or stab, making the damage it deals higher. The type itself seems to be a combination of all types, since that's what they showcase in the crowns atop the Pokémon's heads. Strangely enough though, the Baxcalibur here is battling a Dragonite, and while the regular Ice and Dragon are super effective against it, Tera Blast stays effective and nothing else. We should assume that Tera Blast will work in a different way, probably always able to hit. It will be the 19th type, not super effective or ineffective against anything, it simply hits and deals damage. So the 19th Tera type is probably all types and will likely work just like Protean and Libero used to work. That's fine, but we need to talk about something else. Why are we only seeing it now? This new Tera type, as long as we explored a little bit or went through the post-game storylines, more specifically Arven's storyline, was shown to you through the Scarlet and Violet books. It is exactly what Heath saw when he stumbled upon the disc Pokémon. Contrary to what we thought, that isn't the terastal form of Terapagos, this is the terastal form, which means that unlike Ogerpon, which seems to achieve its terastal form by terastalizing, Terapagos can transform into it and then terastalize into this new 19th Tera type form. With this in mind, we can assume that we won't have access to it until we are actually done with both the DLC parts. Since it seems to be closely tied to Terapagos, and Terapagos is likely the hidden treasure of Area Zero, I'm assuming that the key to actually achieving this new Tera type is probably through some special Tera shards that are deep down in Area Zero, or by possessing the turtle itself. Still, there's always a chance that we face this in the BB League from the get-go. They showed that the trainers there can terastalize as well, having access to Tera orbs, but they never really showed into what they were terastalizing. So there's a chance that just like they have access to the Tera energy, and just like they have someone that is very interested in the terastal phenomenon, they also have access to these special Tera shards. But I would think they don't. I don't think they have Terapagos yet. But we can't forget one thing. We saw how our Koraidon/Miraidon gained the power to actually fly through something done in the Blueberry Academy. The animation was very similar to what we saw when Arven fed the Herba Mystica sandwich to the Pokémon, so the Blueberry Academy is likely miles ahead in Tera research, and I wouldn't be surprised if what they know can unlock a lot more doors than the things we found out while we were in Area Zero. Also, it is interesting how once again we see something similar to something we got previously. I always found it strange how suddenly they created the Legends Plate, making Judgment always hit for weakness, and then we have a type-related mechanic that, while not as powerful as the Legends Plate, seems to still be based on it. Just like many other Pokemon throughout the years, the quote-unquote lower legendaries seem to have the higher legendaries powers, though on a smaller scale, a less powerful approach to them when compared to the literal gods of the Pokemon world. In fact, based on this, I'll actually be making a video predicting what the Gen 10 mechanic will be, and I'm actually very confident on my prediction, but that's for another video, not for right now. Right now, I'll just say that we'll likely see closed doors open in a DLC for Pokémon Scarlet and Violet, all done with the help of the mysterious Briar, a descendant from Heath, and those doors will take us to a place in Area Zero we have never visited, but that the natural historian visited in the past, where he actually saw the final form of Terapagos in all of its 19th Tera-type glory. Able to have all of its moves boosted and its type constantly changing in order to not only make it harder to fight against it defensively, but also offensively. That is where I think our final battle will be, and only after beating it will we be able to have access to this same power to use ourselves. And that is all I have for you today, my theory on what the 19th Tera type will do, as well as some questions that will likely stay unanswered for a while. But what about you? How do you feel about the 19th Tera type? What do you think it will do? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch. I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.